Hello, beautiful people. Like, share, and subscribe. So this is Sanusi Lamido. I don't know whether to call him the former Emir of Kano or the former central bank governor. I think that should be a better title. So he was addressing the issue of the NNPC or whatever name they call it, just a crime enterprise. That's what it is. And he was complaining how they could not remit dollars in a country that desperately need dollars. Under Buhari, when Buhari was petroleum minister, they were basically remitting $0. In fact, it got to a point that some people were saying some of the refineries were paying the people there and they were not functional. Anyway, I'll play the video for you to listen and please like, share, and subscribe.
Let me advise that this idea of the president being petroleum minister is not a good idea. The last president was minister of petroleum for 8 years. When I was governor of Central Bank, we had a petroleum minister. So when I talked about NNPC, I could attack Dizani. Now nobody can talk about petroleum because 8 years, if you talk, you're attacking the president. We need that buffer. Somebody has to be there. So a minister has to be there who is held accountable by Nigerians. Why is NNPC not able to bring in dollars? I'm sorry, this is the question that cost me my job. I will continue asking this question until NNPC is fixed or until I die. Where are the dollars? We need to shine light on NNPC. The finance minister cannot tell you that today, this is how many barrels of oil that we produce and exported. You can only rely on NNPC telling him. Those barrels are revenue. They belong to finance. We've been talking about this for 10 years. We are no longer paying subsidies. So where are the dollars? Before it was under recovery. Now we don't have under recovery. Where is the money? NNPC is the most opaque oil company in the world. When I was in the central bank for 15 years, they had not been audited. So, the central bank is easy to attack. But the central bank does not manufacture dollars. And you want to have stability in the exchange rate, you've got to go back to those issues we raised in 2014. You need to follow the money. And I'm glad the CME is here. This is the #1 priority.
Anyway, guys, so you've heard from the horse's mouth. I personally, for a person, I have a problem with this Sanusi. I find him to be a hypocrite. I think he was the person that brought about that $20 billion that Jonathan stole $20 billion. Up to today, there is no proof. So this is just, I don't know, I find him as a hypocrite. Maybe that time they wanted Buhari to enter. So they just conjured all manner of lies or thereabouts. Because if they really stole $20 billion, at least would have seen where he entered. But it might also be true that $20 billion got missing because Nigeria is a crime enterprise. And another thing I don't like about this man is I find him to be a hypocrite. This man, go and read about his story. Anyway, let me take the story. Let me take the message from the messenger and forget about the person saying the story. So he's just warning TINUBU not to become what do they call it? Now NNPC is called NNPCL. That's NNPC Limited. It used to be called NNPC. So he's warning TINUBU not to become the minister. Because me, if I was president, to be fair with you, I would be the Minister of Agriculture. I think that's what I would really love to do. Instead of that NNPC. NNPC, I would just be auditing them. It's very easy. You understand? Use independent, even foreign and private. All the stories, all the lies will come out and you publish it without minding who you're stopping his toes on. And that money, they must return it. You might not go for, putting people in jail. You might give them a time limit. This money, you will pay it instrumentally. Don't pay it instrumentally, we'll seize some of your assets. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to be afraid of anybody when you're doing the right thing. That's just the simple truth. You have to be firm. I watched one of the Labour House of Rep members, I think it was Senator or House of Rep, I think it's Senator, complaining that the work of governance is difficult. Who didn't know it's difficult? But it's easy to steal money, right? She was using style to defend Tinubu. Maybe she was just being diplomatic. But who didn't know it was difficult? Governance is difficult. And why should you be afraid of losing your position when you're doing the right thing? You understand what I'm saying? So is it not Senator Irete B or whatever is her name? That lady, a beautiful lady, by the way. So this Sanusi, I don't know. Anyway, the message was clear. I watched the data. I read the data the other day, and they were saying that, do you know that Nigeria imports more sugar than used cars? I think I will do that video and analyze it. These are what we are saying. All those wastages. Imagine now Nigeria starts importing, producing her own sugar. You know how many jobs it will create? The land is there. I don't even know how come they always mean to me this thing like rocket science. Let's assume you don't even have Nigerians that have experience. You can bring in a foreign guy, pay him well. He will manage this massive scale. That's why you create it in a zone, and Nigerians will be in charge. You can be on a contract. After the contract, the guy leaves, and Nigerians manage it. You understand what I'm saying? So how can a country be importing so much sugar? Imagine if we start producing those sugar. I was even saying wheat. Instead of us to engineer how we can use cassava to make cassava palatable in the mouth for bread and other pastries, we are still there waiting on meat. Maybe there's an additive you add to it and it will perform well. Nigeria should invite food scientists and everything and create competition. That's the way, if you watch the AK-47, that's the way they produce that gun. The government of USSR, I think, or Russia then, um, created a competition and said whoever can produce a gun that doesn't jam, because I think it was the Germans that produced machine guns. So they created an open competition. There was a winner. That was it. Before you know it, you give the, what do they call it, the list of ingredients to big manufacturers and small manufacturers, and everybody will now find way to make it even far better. There will be competition. So I don't know, you can create wealth from nothing. The thing is vision. When you have leadership and they don't have vision, just forget it. They won't see, like me now. When I watch videos of people traveling from one state to another in Nigeria, what I just see is arable land wasting. You understand what I'm saying? So the Nigerian government has shown every time how incompetent they can be. But when you talk, some Nigerians will still keep on defending them. In the midst of so much poverty, in the midst of the lack of jobs, these Tinubu and these people keep on spending the small resources that Nigeria has. So I don't know, but the way the country is going, when they will tell, some people will tell you, oh, why is your private life, why you not a millionaire if it's easy? Well, it's public money. So with public money, you can, you can even do it in a pilot scheme and see there will be resistance, but you have to fight it. They will come with juju, come with all manner of things. But when you're doing the right thing, you should stand firm. You understand? So anybody, this advice Sanusi is telling Tinubu is just like pouring water on stone. It's a waste of time. Tinubu won't listen. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the NNPC and the criminality going there.